Prior to when I was the MC for the Confucius Institute Day, public speaking has always been a very big phobia of mine. And the fact that I was going to speak in front of people not only in English, but in Chinese, that was originally very daunting. But through it, I was also very empowered. And I truly do feel like I was able to push my limits and I was able to accomplish something that I never would have dreamed of. The best part is it turned out to be so much fun. I enjoyed myself so much the entire time.
You know, it was this place that I've wanted to visit ever since I was a kid. First of all, it's this long flight, and that was exciting. And you know, landing in Beijing was just like the culmination of all these dreams and this massive excitement that I've had ever since I was little. And you know, now I was there in the midst of it. Once we got down to Jinan, we would get up in the morning, get breakfast at the hotel where we were staying, and then together we would walk over to the university. And I believe in the mornings we had the language class, because we had language classes and culture classes. So they would actually split us up for the language classes because obviously people were at different levels. And then in the afternoon, then we would have a culture class where we're, you know, learning a musical instrument or learning calligraphy or something, and those we did all together. We had lunch in the canteen at the university, so we had to, and school was in session, so there were Chinese students, you know, everywhere, and there were also Chinese students that were helping us, so we got to see a lot of the same faces every day. We had time to be able to interact with each other and go out and explore a little bit on our own as well.
Oh, it was really life-changing. I had never really left this side of the world, so being somewhere so far away was definitely quite a challenge, but a great opportunity for growth. I learned a lot about myself, which is something that I did not expect. I was kind of just expecting to learn the language, but I learned a lot about the culture too, and I met a ton of other students who are also interested in China from all over the world. So that was a great experience. My first day in China was really scary. Textbook Chinese is very different from like street Chinese or just regular Chinese. So I get there and I try to let my taxi driver know that I'm going to this university, but I just blocked out. I couldn't understand what my cab driver was saying because he was speaking with a really strong accent and we could not understand each other. So that was really intimidating. I was thinking, like, I don't know what I'm doing here. This is so scary. But maybe like a month later, once it started to settle down and kind of get the feel for the city, for my environment, I started to make real quick progress. And I got decently fluent in Chinese while I was there, and I made a progress that I had not made while I was studying Chinese here in the US.
Being part Chinese, I've always wanted to go reconnect with my roots and go to China, so this was a great opportunity to do that. My great-grandfather, who was from China, came from the Guangdong province, which is more in southern China. Beijing and Shanghai were more in northern China. So I'm still looking forward to get down to South China and visit that area where my great-grandfather's from. But even just going to his homeland, basically, really gave me a good insight to where he was from and where my strong connection with Chinese culture is from as well as learning the language and understanding that my family has some of the cultural aspects that I saw in China, even though we've been out here for years in the United States. So it was cool to see how there were still some similarities and that culture is so deeply rooted.
On one weekend, I went with a few of my friends from my Chinese class and my Chinese class in China, and we went to Suzhou, which is just west of Shanghai. It was about 45 minutes on high-speed train, so it was a hectic experience, like getting the ticket and going through the train station with so many people. had never done anything like that, especially being from, you know, like suburban Denver. So we went and explored these Buddhist temples there. We got to go to the top of the 7-story pagoda and eat in these restaurants that we just kind of found off the street. We were just kind of walking around, just playing it by ear, no concrete plans, and it was just it's a really fun time.
We spent like hours and hours, like over 5 hours in like the KTV room after class was over. So like we were there until like, usually like 2 a.m. when we were in the dorms the first 2 weeks. But then like after our homestay family, I had a curfew. I'm not sure if he did, but my homestay family wanted me to be back home before 12 a.m. So we would always sing till 12, and then I'll text my family and be like, I'm going home right now. And it's like just max everything out and just spend just have a lot of fun like singing. And my host mom, she's a law professor at the university, so she had the chance to study in the States. So all of our host family members, their English was very, very proficient, and they spoke a lot of Shanghainese. So like I got to talk to them not only in standard, standard Mandarin, but also kind of get exposed to what Shanghainese sound like. So I really loved my family. Like they did everything for me. They made sure I ate food every day, and they were like, oh, you should eat this for breakfast. Although I usually don't normally eat my breakfast, but when I was with my host family, I just felt like I should because they provided me the food. So yeah, they were really caring. I love them.